1, lesson, I believe 9, okay, because I still call this unit 1, but it's exponents lesson 2, okay, whichever you want to call it. We have two sections in this unit. We have the radical number section and the exponent section. And then we'll have a unit test that will roughly be next week, okay, so plan for that. That'll be your first unit test. That will be not correctable, okay, so just get used to that idea, all right? All right, so 3 students are attempting to simplify the following expression. Their answers are below. So this one here, 3x squared times 5x cubed. So Harry says 8x to the 5th. So where's his mistake? He added the numbers instead of what? Instead of multiplying them. Janet got 15x to the 6th. What's her mistake? Yeah, she also multiplied the exponent. She didn't do her exponent laws correctly. That's going to be 2 plus 3. So Laura is correct. Okay, 15x to the 5th. Okay. A little quick one, number 2. Use the factors to explain why 6a to the 6th divided by 3a squared is 2a to the 4th. So what it means by factors is we're going to break this down. So 6 is 3 times 2 times a times a times a. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all over 3, A, and A. Okay, so you see that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. We have a 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4 A's. That's how you could show it by using the factors. Okay, a 2 and 4 A's. Okay, questions? All right, so let's go through these here. So we've got a bunch of examples today. There's really not anything, there's not really any notes, just examples, okay? So state the simplified form of the following. And just in general, just looking at you guys' reviews, when it says simplify, guys, that means all the way, every time. So simplify the fractions, simplify the radicals. If you're simplifying a radical, you are not going to write decimals. Some of you guys still do that in your review, and you guys miss points because of that. But anyway, so here, 4 times 2, 8, x5, x3, x8. Okay? Because you add 5 plus 3 there. Okay, B. Negative 7 times 6, negative 42, A8, A12, A20. Add the exponents. Okay, now we got a couple division. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Y20 over Y5 is not 4, it's 15 because you subtract. 20 minus 15. This is the one that kind of type of problem that most of you guys missed on your review. 30 over 45 can reduce. They both have 15 that goes into them, so that becomes 2/3. Okay, a lot of you guys left on your review, off the top of my head, you left 10 over 15. And that can also be reduced to 2/3. Okay, we'll get to that later. But B14 over B10 is B4, but where do I put it? On top, right, because the top is bigger. Okay, if the bottom was bigger, then it'd be on bottom. The top has more B's, so the B's are on the top. Okay, and again, what's the coefficient here? 2/3, right? We talked about it yesterday. Okay, so 2/3, good. All right, this one here, 3 times 1 times 6, 18. A4, A5, A3, 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 3 is 12. 18, A12. Okay, now for this one, we'll start heading around the room here. Raj, you're in the seat 1, so you get the first one, but we'll head around the room and we'll just go like usual. Okay? What's that? I'm going to do it now. Always doing that. I said after this one, we're going to go around the room. Okay, negative 16 divided by negative 2, positive 8. N5 divided by N1, that's 5 minus 1, that's an N4. So 8N4 is what we have for that one. All right. Okay, good. So this one here, now we're combining, we're doing multiple variables. Okay, so that means that we only still do kind of like terms. So Raja said x8 and y12, and that's all you can do. You can't mesh an x and y together and make a special letter. Okay, you have your x's, 5 plus 3, that's how you got 8. 8 plus 4 is how you got 12. Okay? Good. So Andy, how about B? Good. x2, y4, same thing. X over x, y over y. 5 minus 3 is 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay, perfect, Travis?
12, B6, 4.
Okay, so 12 comes from the negative times the negative. That's positive 12. This is just a 1, so that's nothing. B1, B3, and B2 is B6, so he's right there. C1, C2, and C1 is C5. Is that right? Oh, 4. Yep. C4. Uh-oh. It's getting dangerous. C4. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, good. Okay, Spencer?
5 over 2, E4, F5.
5 over 2, and then E4, F5. Okay, good. All on top because the top powers are bigger than the bottom. Good. And the coefficient is 5 over 2. Very good, very good. All right. So now we can tell this is the power to power stuff. Okay, let's turn the quarter here. So Aiden, what'd you get for A? Or what would you get?
3 to the power 3 and then F6.
Good. So this is multiplication, so that hits both of them. 3 to the power 3 is 27. X to the 6th. Very good. Okay. Caleb, B? 4A4, B6. So negative 2 squared is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Good. Okay, Noah?
X1, X4.
Okay, good. So x1, x4, and then what can we do now?
X5.
X5, correct. That's good. Okay, so you can do it the way he did it, or you can put the x together first. Okay, so you could have called it x8 over x3, which is x5. Either's fine. Okay, a little bit trickier one. Denise, what do you think on D? Negative 8a cubed y to the 9. Okay, what do you guys think? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so what she did that was kind of subtle, okay, and you may not notice, is see how that negative's there? Put it on the 2. That's fine. She put it on the 2, and so when we can cube negative, right? We can do that. Negative 2 cubed is a negative 8. So that's why she has negative 8. The cube hits a cubed. The cube times the y cubed is y9. So that's correct. Any questions there? Okay, good work. All right. Mr. Stanich, how about A? N to the power of 7. So it's going to be a negative no matter what. Inside's a negative, and it should be n to the 10, right? So a couple things I want us to look at. Why did I keep this a negative? Okay, well, does the 5 hit this number? Like, what is this number? This is a number. It's a negative sign. Negative 1, right? So if it was, let's just do something simple. If it was this, the 5 hits both, right? So the 5 still hits both of them, But what is negative 1 to the 5th? It's a negative 1. Remember, it won't change from negative 1. Okay? Because it's an odd. If it's an odd exponent, you have a negative number, it's negative. That's why up here, odd exponent, negative 2, we got a negative 8. Okay? Here, odd exponent, a negative number, this stays negative. This is where you're going to miss your problems. All of you guys can go 5 times 2. I'm confident in that. But keeping track of your negative is what's going to make a difference between you getting it right or wrong. Okay? So the negative 1 to the 5th is a negative. So it just stays negative. The reason that's important is because now you have negative, negative, which makes it positive. So N10 is your simplest answer there. Anybody have questions on that? Am I not explaining something well there? So again, it stays a negative because it's to the 5th. Okay, if you're like, well, why is it the 5th? Okay, I'll show you one more time here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative 1s multiplied. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. And then we have another negative 1. 1, negative 1. An odd always makes one negative left over, which makes the whole thing negative. That's why odd matters. Okay? All right. Ridge, you want to take a shot at this big guy?
4y12 times 3x over the power of 24 divided by 6x to the power of 5.
Okay, everything's good, but you're not hitting the numbers. You need to hit the numbers as well.
Right.
So it's going to be what you said, but 4 to the 4th, y12 times 3 to the 4th, x24, all over 6 to the 4th, x20. Okay, those are pretty big numbers, but we still need to do them. Yep. And so we can do these now and then simplify this fraction. So we just got to figure out those numbers are. They're going to be relatively big. The other thing you could have done is you could have put this together in the beginning and made it 12, and then 12 to the 4th. Or you could have simplified it. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like I have my notes. Okay, Ridge, you could do that if you want, but you have to be good at simplifying fractions. So I'm going to just show you the little change up I'm going to do. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this top together. So I'm going to call this 12x6y3, putting that together. The reason I'm doing that is because I noticed down here I have a 6. Is 12 and 6 divisible? So that makes this a nice, easy 2 now instead of those huge numbers. Do you guys see why I did that? I don't have to hit the 4th root of so many things. It gets ugly. Okay, so see if you can do that. It can help make your problem a lot easier. Can you do it the other way we were doing it? Yes. You just have to reduce a really big fraction. Okay, 12 divided by 6 is 2. x6, y3, all over x5, and now I'll hit everything with the 4th. So 2 to the 4th is 16. x6 over x5, right? So that's going to be an x1. So I can cross this off. That's just an x1. So that's an x4 and a y12. 16x4 and y12. Okay. I lose anybody there? Okay, so I did that right there. The x6 over the x5, if I skip that, 6 minus 5 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. All right, C. Maddie, you want to take a shot?
I got
8xy10. Okay. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to go and, does everybody have this? Okay, I'm going to take it off and put it back on here. Okay, so let me ask you the first question. Maddie, what does a 2 hit? Right, not the 16, correct? Good. So it's going to be 16 x6 y10, right? Okay, what's the 3 hit? Okay, 2 cubes what, everyone? 8. x6. So we have x6's, and what's 16 divided by 8? 2. y10 is all you should have here. 2y10. Questions or concerns on that one? All right. Okay, we're coming to the end here. All right. Lauren, you want to try D? Okay. 184 B13. Oh, 184. You don't sound very confident. You got 100 A4 B13. Okay. Let's see if she's right. Okay, give her some confidence here. All right, so the square hits all three. So 5 squared is 25, so I'll write that. A squared, B12. There's nothing to do here, but I have a times 4, A2, B. 25 times 4 is the 100 she has. A2 times A2 is A4 that she has. B12, B1 is the B13 that she has. So you are correct. Good job. Okay. This pen's going haywire. All right, so now they're throwing a lot of negative stuff at you the next couple sections, okay? So Hannah, what do you think about A? All right. So, yeah, negative a to the power of 2. Okay, so then, but you're right. Okay, you correct me if I'm wrong. You said a to the power of 2?
Yeah, because I thought it was multiplication.
You thought it was what?
Because I thought it was multiplication.
Oh, okay. But you actually were right. You can write it like this. Does anybody know why? Josie, you want to take a shot?
Because when the negative's in the brackets, like a negative and a negative equal positive.
Right, so these are equivalent. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. If I had negative 3 squared, that's equal to 3 squared, right? That's what we're saying. So the simplest way to write this is a nicer way. This looks better than this, right? So they call this the simpler way to write it. Does that make sense? So just because a negative squared, it can be the same thing as a positive squared. Okay, cool. All right, so now what are you going to do on B here? What do you think, Isla? Okay, that is correct. And how did you get that? So let me write it like this real quick. Okay. The top one, yeah. So the negative is not part of it. Okay, good. Now I'm making you think. Okay, so the reason it stays negative is, see this example here? We wrote that as how? Like that, right? Do you see a piece I can do that again on the right? This one, right? It's a negative a to an even exponent. So I can write this as negative a to the 6th over a to the 4th. 6 minus 4 is a2. Nothing happens to this negative. This negative does not have an exponent on it. So it's just hanging out. So it's just going to be that. That's all it is. Okay? Again, this, like I said, this is where your mistakes are going to happen, guys, is not knowing your negatives, not knowing your odd and even exponents. Okay? So if you have questions, let me know. But again, this simplified, we could write this as the same thing as the positive because it had an even exponent. That helped me see, oh, okay, because these need to have the same base, right? If your bases aren't the same, we can't do exponent laws. That's just, I'm not going to say common sense because I'm not trying to be mean, but if I had, I can't go, okay, that's 1 to the 1. 3 minus 2, 2 minus, we can't do that stuff. Okay, that's illegal. Okay, these are not the same base. It's illegal. Math has the rules, right? Okay. Almost saying illegal, so it makes a couple of you guys want to do it more, I think. Okay, so this one, how are we going to write this one? So if it's cubic, the answer will always be what if a negative's inside? So is it okay that I change it to? No? Okay. Is it okay that I change it to? Oh, I have the eraser on again, dang it. It's illegal. To that. So they have the same base, so we're not confused. So we know it's going to be a negative. So now they have the same base, we have that. Now is the fourth on the negative? No. The answer is a negative a to the fourth. So whatever a to the fourth is, you put a negative on it. All right, two more examples. Stay with me. Two more examples. Oh, sorry. My bad. It's a negative over negative. What's that? Yeah, my bad. Yep. Positive. Good job. Yeah, that's where you got to ask questions. Midday. I can make one mistake here and there. All right. Turn the corner. Ollie, how would you do this one? You scared? What's negative 2 times, oh, nope, we got to hit this first. We got the 3. The 3's got to hit everything. What's negative 2 cubed?
Negative 8.
Good. Okay, 3 times 2. 3 times 3. Okay, so now we have these groups to multiply. So now, what's negative 8 times 4?
Negative 32.
A6, A5.
A11.
Yep. And B9, B7.
B16.
That's your answer. Okay, well done. All right, Josie, you want to help sort through this mess? Just walk me through it. Just tell me as you go here. So let's just simplify the top first.
Well, I went on the bottom first.
Okay, so tell me what you did then.
So I put the cube into the 2.
The cube into the 2, okay. So
And like all the other ones.
okay. So you had 6 times 2 cubes 8, x cubed y 6. Then we have a z, or z, sorry for you guys. Z8 y cubed. Okay, so then what else do in the bottom? Golly.
Then I went 8 times 6.
Okay. 48, so that's
Yeah, I went 72 over 48, which is 3 over 2. And then I went x4, well, like subtract the 3 on the x.
okay.
So then I got x and y 4. I got y4.
From 10 over 6.
Yeah.
Oh, what about this one? So let's just take a little bit. That's okay. She's trying to do it all at once. Let's just take it step by step here. So x4 and y10 I'm going to put up here. Okay. The next thing is, what can I do with this? The 4 goes times the 2, right? Okay. And then what do we do with the negative? We just talked about this. If you have a 4 and a negative, what happens to it? Yeah, it's positive. It's going away. Okay, so Z8. Okay. No, we will. It'll be there for sure. Okay, so then we have X3. There's no other X's. Y6, Y3, so that's a Y9. Z8. Okay, now that's done. 3 over 2, she's right there. X4 over X3 is an X. Y10 over Y9 is a Y. The Z's cancel. That's your answer. Okay, what's the coefficient on that one? 3 over 2. Good. 3 over 2. All right. Next one is an extension. So this is the stuff that's a little extra. So you can write this down or you can just listen. Usually not. Okay, so it says use exponent laws to simplify. So what I was trying to teach you here is that you're just writing these with the rules. So don't worry about like not knowing what's inside here. So do they have the same base? Yes. So what are we supposed to do with these exponents? Subtract is division, right? So all you're going to do is you're going to go b 4x plus y minus x minus 2y. You're just subtracting the groups. You're just doing your rules. So then we combine like terms. So what's 4x minus 1x? 3x. Y minus a negative. What's minus a negative? Positive. So that's going to be plus 3y. So that's your answer there. It's just b to 3x plus 3y. It's just doing it with variables. It's just you don't have an answer. You have variables. That's all. We're just trusting the process, trusting our rules. Okay? Let's try a little harder one here and then we'll be done. Okay? So this one I'm going to do the top first and then I'm going to do the bottom second. So what are we supposed to do with these two? Add them, right? What's 5a plus 3a? 8a. Good. What's 7b plus 1b? 8b. So that's my new top. Everybody okay with that? Okay. Here again, putting these together. What's 1a plus 2a? 3a. Minus 7b. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're subtracting these. 8a minus 3a. 5a. 8 minus a negative 7 means positive. That would be your answer. 5a plus 15b. Okay? Remember, don't overthink that. All that is just doing the same steps but with variables. All right? Okay, so you guys have